I just finished a really big project and I'm going to show you what it is right now. Hi, I'm Ron Polk and this is the Smart Wood Shop. If you want to get a really detailed set of plans to build a smart wood shop for yourself or one of my workbenches, you can click on the link in the description of this video down below where you can go and purchase plans and download them instantaneously 24/7, 365. 2020 has thrown us all a curve. My wife and I had plans not only to do a lot of traveling, but also to buy a home, an older home that needed a lot of work, live in it while we fixed it up, and make videos of the design process, the acquisition, the design, the remodel, and we still plan on doing that. But instead of sitting around and doing nothing, I started working on my workbenches. As my subscribers know, the bench changes were not changes at all. They weren't evolutions. They weren't small improvements. They were a complete rethinking of the design from the ground up. Starting brand new in SketchUp, modeling, coming into the shop and fabricating and then tearing apart and making adjustments, going back to SketchUp. It's been a lot of fun. What's come out of it is the Paulk Smart Bench, the Paulk Smart Station, the Paulk Smart Router Table, the Smart Cart, and the Smart Cradles. An incredible system that I've enjoyed using. As I built it out, I was able to use it to continue to build out other parts. I've made the point many times this year that this design, this is the heart of it. The length being a multiple of 96, both in length and width. The modularity of it, the ability to attach the router tables and the cradles and the extenders and all of that could be done on this bench, could be done on the Smart Station, that they were identical. And of course the Smart Cart came with the wheels on the cart, so that now I've added that mobility, which for me was the biggest game changer. It has made my working in this area so much more fluid and easy. Ironically though, even though I have made the case many times that this size bench is perfect, it's easy to move around. You see how I store it and move it in and out of the trailer, how easy it is for me to get it to a job, set it up, tear it down. It's just very simple. It is this bench, the two sawhorses, and the spreader shelf, and I can quickly set it up wherever I'm at. If I need a bigger bench, instead of having a bigger bench, I had the extenders. Using those TSO Smart Connect dogs, I could tie them on and extend the bench in width and in length. So why go with a bigger bench when I have a bigger bench in the smaller bench? That being said, the Paulk Work Bench 2, my oldest plan that I have right now, I finished that one. The original bench was the very first video on this channel. Quickly, I made some changes to it within a year or two and came out with the Paulk Work Bench 2 because there were just some glaring problems with it and being clunky, and it was the first kind of worked out design. I used that original one a lot in the field, and I figured out some things, so I redesigned it, and it was the Paulk Work Bench 2. That was back in 2013. That plan is still on the site and still selling today, and is still the most popular plan I have. And I just scratched my head. It's like, wow, this is such an improvement on that. Why would you build that when you could have this, big and small, faster to set up? But it didn't matter. Even many of you have purchased this plan, but also the bigger one. You wanted to have that bigger bench. I finally heard you, and here's the answer. The Paulk Smart Big Bench, PSBB. All of the new designs in 2020 start with the PS, the Paulk Smart, and then whatever they are. The Paulk Smart Bench, the Paulk Smart Station, and the Paulk Smart Big Bench. The underneath is exactly the same on all three benches. The sawhorses and the spreader shelf. The plans show you how to build everything you see here, including the templates to make this. This is two identical sides. There's no inside outside, there's no right end left end. I could take this side, put it over there and turn it around. I could turn it that way. It doesn't matter. I'm using two of the TSO Smart Connects, the same ones that I'm using for the router table and for the cradles and all the different parts that attach, the extenders. Two of those, one on each end, tie them together. The Paulk Smart Big Bench, unlike the Paulk Work Bench 2, is built on the 96 millimeter dimensioning, meaning that it is a multiple of 96 millimeters long and 96 millimeters wide. The holes, instead of being 3/4, are now 20 millimeter, spaced 96 millimeters apart from end to end and side to side. Just like the Paulk Smart Bench and the Paulk Smart Station. So they all match up. The depth is increased from the Paulk Work Bench 2. Again, it matches up with the other two benches. The Paulk Smart Big Bench will now do everything that the Paulk Smart Bench will do with the size of the Paulk Work Bench 2. There's only one thing, and that's hanging the table saw off the end. The Paulk Work Bench 2, of course, had the pipes and the infrastructure inside for the table saw to cantilever off the end. But that's been improved as well. It's not part of the plan, but as you know, there's the Paulk Smart Cradle. If you purchase the optional Paulk Smart Cradle, it will work with any of your benches, and because it's scalable, you can set it up for any size table saw and for other tooling as well. The beauty of it is that I can put it off to one side if it's a different tool, or on either end. I can run dual table saws, and it will drop in any of the alignment from one edge to the other depending on what my needs are, so I'm not stuck with a smaller table saw or with a fixed location. There's another major advantage that the Paulk Smart Big Bench has over the Paulk Work Bench 2. Now the Big Bench is mobile like all the others. The Paulk Work Bench 2 is now 8 years old, and it was $10 when I released it. In honor of that, the Paulk Smart Big Bench is going to remain $10. If you want to get yourself a set of plans to build a Paulk Smart Big Bench for yourself or one of my other workbenches, you can click on the link in the description of this video down below and download the plans 24/7, 365 instantaneously. If you enjoy these videos, if you've learned anything, if you'd like to see me make more, then be sure to ring that bell and subscribe so you'll know when I put up a new video. And if you get a chance, share this video with somebody you know. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Wood Shop. You stay safe and have a great day.